Okay, this is Angela with Creatively Done, and I decided to get really brave and do 3 10 by 20s in a peacock triptych fashion. I have defined where the gold chain is going to be, and actually it's gold beading, Christmas beading. And hopefully this will work. I haven't put any white paint down or anything. I believe I have it all in frame, and if not, it'll be the very best that I can do. Right now I have my push pins in the center and on the corners and even in the middle here. I'm going to take it off and set it to the side. And now I'm going to spread white paint using my OXO omelet knife. And hopefully this will work as easily as it did on the 5x7s. Oh, of course it's a little bit bigger, but what the heck. Okay, I'm going to get some extra white paint here because I'm no doubt going to need it. And I will start with the center. Doesn't really matter where you start, as long as you start. Okay, I'm going to go right down the center, right down the center, and right down the center. See how much paint I have there. And this was mixed, whoops, got a little something extra, one of my mixing beads. Let me get that out of there. And spread out the paint, the white paint. And like I said, if this is too boring, I'll tell you how I mix my paints for those who aren't that familiar. If I didn't introduce myself, let me do that. This is Angela with Creatively Done. And I'm going to try to get the center of the paintings first. And then I'll go back and I'll go the other direction, but I'm going to need more paint, obviously. You can see it's not really spreading that far. Believe it or not, it's December 28th, and it is 77 degrees. Isn't that fantastic? It all sounds great until you're in the heat, trying to stay out of it. Okay, now as you can see, I didn't have enough white paint to cover, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this out of the way, and I have a whole big bottle full, and I'm just going to spread this out. Doesn't have to be too thick, but it does have to cover the canvas so the rest of the paints cover. And this one's probably going to take me more than a couple minutes, so if you want to fast forward through this, you can. I just started my video so I don't have to touch it with my hands after I've got paint all over them, and I do already. And set that there. It's a lot different when it's 10 by 20s because you're doing that long reach. And since this has Floetrol in it and GAC 800, it will level itself out, but I still want to cover the paintings, the canvases. Set that there. Give this a quick shake. I mixed these up earlier today. And now, without getting it all over everything else, see if I can get it around the corners. And spread some nice white paint here, because what I'm going to use are peacock feather colors like diazonine purple, tube blue, light orchid. I was going to even try to do a little bit of green, and I do have some over there, so I might just grab that while I'm thinking about it. Spread out the white paint over the canvases. If it runs off the sides, that's just fine. The paint's going to run off anyway. Trying not to get the beads under. And I think I just did that, so let me walk around to the other side and mix this spread out. Oh, it's on the other side. Good. Okay, couldn't see that from over there. Spread out the white paint. I have my fan going, and I probably shouldn't, because it'll make this get tacky real fast. Don't want to do that. And if I'm still in frame, and it appears as if I am, I'm trying to get this all to the edge of the canvas here, especially on the edges. When you have it on the edges and you're doing a chain pull, what it does is it pulls the white paint and makes it look very feathery. I didn't get that the first couple times I was watching videos, but I do notice it now more than ever. So I'm going to see if I can turn my fan off here so this doesn't get too tacky. And the paint's running off. That means it's going to get nice and warm in here for me, but hey, it helps the painting. I'm all for it. Okay, we've got a fairly good coat here of white. Just want to get the corners. Can't go back over and touch that. And get these all covered here. That appears to be pretty good coverage. Straighten that out a little bit. Pull them more together. Put a little on the sides. And if I'm not blocking the view here with my tiny frame. Just kidding, kids. Hey, I'm an older lady, Italian lady, who, let's just say, is no stranger to the kitchen. So we don't have to. I'm not a runway model. In fact, running isn't even in my vocabulary. But okay, I've got that. Now, since I have the pegs, if you will, they're just push pins at the corner. On the corners there, and my two that are going to be used for runoff. What I'm going to try to do now is just set my Christmas beads, if you will. And I've got a lot of this, so I don't really need to be chintzy with it, but it seems as if I'm going to be. I got nowhere to go there. Now what I'm going to do is set that down, pull the canvases in a straight line, and walk around to the other side. Pull the chain up onto the canvas, and until I have it in place, and as you can see, I'm going to do the one in the center around it. And what I'm trying to do is make sure that when I put paint over top of the chain, that it doesn't move. Now, I had a little bit of problems with this, even with the small ones. I can't imagine I'm not going to have a problem with the big one, but we're going to do our best. So now I've got a frame of chain around, and now I'm going to take my purple and then my blue, make sure I have enough paint to go around, and this is going to be the tricky part. I do not believe I have enough paint in these little jars to go ahead. I'm going to pause it for a second. If I can. And I'm going to put some paint in my jars. We're continuing recording. I'm 9 minutes in already. I haven't even started. How about if I get this out of the way so I don't make it purple? Okay. So now I've got paints. I'm going to put a little bit more of the white around the edge. Okay, so it has something to pull. Whoops. Let's get this just a little bit. Not paint. I don't want to paint my paint bottles, but I do want to get some white out there. Same thing over here. Goes a lot better when you're watching somebody else do it than when it's you doing it. Okay, now I have small bottles of diazonine purple done. Hopefully it'll get me around. If not, I'm going to go along the side first. And I did that the last time too. Kind of splattered it in the corner. Well, I'll do it on both sides then. That's one. That's one. A lot of white in that one corner, but that's okay. Then I'm going to take my blue. How about if I do the gold next? I'm going to do the gold next. I'm going to start over here and go around. Maybe not hit absolutely everything because I can feel there's like a splotch in there or something, some kind of hang up in there. There we go. Just got to remember to be quick and be brave about it. No point in being not brave. Okay, that's the white. And now I got my blue. And I'm going to start on this corner just in case it splotches. There we go. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just go around. And again, there's my splotch that I'm looking for. And if you see something that you think is going to make a problem, try to get it out of your bottle onto a towel. Try the next bottle here. See if I can move that a little. I'll try to make some splotches on purpose and see if that helps even it out. I'm not real happy with having that big splotch right there, but not much I can do about it. I'll put a little bit of white around it so there's enough to carry it, and I just squirted it across the room again. Boy, I'll tell you, I'm so glad I have this place set up for, it's like Gallagher is doing the painting. It's ridiculous. I'm going to go over that a little so it doesn't get too... Okay, now, here comes the fun part. Everybody ready? I don't know if I'm ready. I am now going to sit down and try to pull the chain. Oh, first thing I've got to do is I've got to remove... Oh, this should be fun. I've got to remove the pegs on the side. There's one. And holding my cup hook underneath, hopefully I can get it out without sending it across the room. There's two. And white paint all over my hands. Hold the cup hook on the bottom. There we go, that one came out almost too easy. And one in the center. Hold it down and pull out the pin. It's like a paint hand grenade here. Okay, last one. Carefully wiggle it and get it rid. There we go. Okay, here comes the fun part. Here comes the part you've all been waiting for. Let's see if it works. Wish me luck. I'm going to pull through the two pins here, holding my gloves on, of course. And I am going to pull slowly and carefully, and 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 slowly and carefully. And now wait in the center for it to catch up. And this is looking fantastic. I thought the little one looked nice. This one looks even better. Now, right in the center, where it doesn't seem to have much, what I'm going to try to do is take my little silicone brush, get some of this paint off my fingers. Take the little silicone brush and pull the painting right down the center. And I'm not going to do too much of this because this is how you ruin something, is when you think you're going to fix it, you pull the paint, and then instead of it looking like this is fine by me, I really don't want to keep using it, moving it. I'm just going to pull a little bit, very, very, very lightly down the center. Get some of that excess off there. And then just go around the sides. That's just amazing. Okay, now all of this chain that I have right here, I have to pick up off this before I get it all over the painting again. So I'm going to take that up. Half of it isn't dirty, the rest of it is. So I'm going to grab it all, bring it over to the sink, put the part that is all dirty in the water, and then set the rest of it to the side. Go back to my painting and check it out. Check it out. That is amazing. Oh, I didn't think I could do it, but thank God I did. Okay. Wow. Okay, now I'm going to pull these apart just a little bit so the paint will flow between and right off the painting. Let's see if I can pull it from the bottom. There we go. Pull the right one, or in your case on the left side for you guys. Let that paint just drip off. And that is better than I could have ever have hoped for. Now, I don't know how to make the paint on the side. Let's see if I can figure this out while I'm just having a fun time here. This is all white, and on my omelet knife is just white. So I'm pulling the paint off that's just white so it has an edge on the painting itself. And if I was smart, I would just put a little bit of white paint on, and that's what I'm going to do, so I can just go along the side and not get any color, because where there's no color, I don't want any color, but where there is color, I'm going to drag the color off a little bit if I can. This is just to cover the side of the painting without destroying the design on the top. So, and for it to look finished, it needs to have that white paint coming off. I just have a Fire tablet, an Amazon Fire tablet in my way, or this would be a lot easier. But that is better than, geez, I don't know. I am so pleased. It has cells in it. Let me go on this side and see if I can not destroy it. Oh, I pushed it up to the painting again. I didn't want to do that. But it's okay. Get a little more paint on the knife itself and just cover the edge of the canvas that is just white. That's why I wanted it to pull the white color. See the nice feathers on the side? You got gold and you've got, oh my gosh, that looks so great. A lot of people put embellishments on this. I might try that after it's dry, but I am not going to do anything. I'm not tilting it. I'm not going to stretch it, tilt it, blow it, nothing. If I'm lucky, I won't get this edge too close where it takes that design. Oh, that is fantastic. Now I know why people like doing these, because they really are very impressive. And I am a beginner. I saw this done by Midnight Art. I'm trying to remember her name. Janice with Midnight Art. And she had done it. And I said, oh my gosh, I got to try that. So I tried a 5x7s together. Now here's where I'm going to forget where it's not white. Here we go. Okay, so she did she did 10x20s and a 16x20 in the middle. Well, I don't have that many 16x20 canvases left, and I don't feel that confident with all of my skills yet. So what I decided to do was do 3 10x20s, and I'm not disappointed at all. This looks amazing. I wish I had a gigantic following so you guys could tell me what it is, but when we look back on these and in a year or whatever, and we say, that was my first one, that wasn't too bad for a first try. And again, all I'm doing is just touching up the sides so the paint has a color on the side of the canvas. Of course, the canvas is white, but you don't really want raw canvas. You can have it, I guess, but it's not the prettiest look I've seen. So now I've got, I've got a couple spots over here that I'm not too crazy about, and I'm so afraid. I do not want to touch, please don't let me touch any of those corners that have all this beautiful feathering. It looks like feathers. And all I did was make sure that the chain, or in this case it was it was from Christmas. I have these, I usually put them on the chandelier. I have bigger ones on the chandelier this year. And now I'm going to take this and I'm going to wipe it. And hopefully on this clean side, I'm just going to pull down the paint that's in the center and make sure that it matches where it is. So even if it doesn't all cover, it's okay. But as long as it's pulling off, I'm just going to help it just a little bit, not make it look lumpy. And make sure that I don't match the blue. Get the purple on this side. Take the drip off. And then what I could do, honestly, is just run a popsicle stick or something along the side so it doesn't have a super big drip on it. Put my omelet knife in the water. I'm going to grab a popsicle stick. This looks fantastic. I don't see any on the end, but I do see them here. I don't want that to look like a drip. I want it to look like an edge. Oh, it looks amazing. I am so pleased. And the center, of course, if I get brave enough, I could put an actual peacock kind of silhouette. I'm going to grab my torch, see if I can bring up any other cells. I didn't put any of the green in, and I'm kind of sorry I didn't now that I see it, but it should be, the cells are going to come up nice in here too. All I got to do is coax them up. I don't know if you can see them popping up or not, but I can. I can see a few more popping up. A little bit light in color in some areas, but you know what? That gives your eyes somewhere to rest. And I just love it. This is the only area right here that I'm not crazy about. And I wish I could do something to fix it, but if I do, I know I'm going to ruin it, so I'm not going to do it. I'll leave that as a... But on the edges, that's what I was looking to do. Get that feathered edge. Took me a while to figure out how all these amazing artists were doing that, but now I figured it out. And the key, if you want me to help you understand, the key is to get the white paint, put it on the edge of where you're pulling your chain through, or your beads, or whatever you're pulling through, whether it's string or whatever. If you have your string, beads, edge, whatever, and you pull it through that white and there's color on the other side, it's going to give you these amazing feather actions. I don't even know what to call it. I wish I did know what to call all these things, but I'm calling it creatively done. And to quote Molly, I am happy painting today. Thank you, Molly. You're an inspiration. I watch you every day. Thank you, Mickey E. And thank you, Janice with Midnight Art, because this is where I saw it. But this is going to be my peacock feather string pull. Actually, it's a bead pull. But I'm calling this my peacock feather string pull. Happy holidays, guys. Enjoy yourself, and remember, every day get something creatively done.